Wars Reforged is now on mobile. They should be coming out globally this Wednesday, but it's currently in a testing phase in a couple of countries, and ArenaNet totally hooked me up and got me into the early access. So today I can tell you everything about my experiences with Wars Reforged on mobile and about how it has been absolutely ruining my life. I gotta say, giving me access to Guild Wars wherever I am is enormously irresponsible. It honestly makes a lot of sense. Guild Wars 1 is a game that doesn't have that many inputs. You kinda just walk around and have 8 skills that you can press. The touch controls in general are totally possible. You've got a virtual control stick to move your character around, and you've also got 8 glyphs for the different skills you can cast. It works surprisingly well, and I've actually managed to do several hard mode missions purely using the touch controls. I do find that sometimes the UI can be a little tough to navigate, and honestly, I would love an option to make the UI even larger. On my phone, the options go from really small to slightly small. But I guess that if the UI scales up a lot, then you also see less of the pretty game walls. It's the exact same Guild Wars 1 experience that you are used to from like 20 years ago, but I think personally that this game holds up enormously well. You should totally watch my video about Guild Wars Reforged about why Guild Wars 1 is so special. Just a couple days ago, they added controller support to the mobile version of Reforged, and it absolutely transforms the experience. I picked up this GameSir controller like 2 days ago on Amazon for like 29 bucks. You just throw it in your bag and connect it to your phone like this, and it generally makes the experience feel like you're playing on a Steam Deck. I also find that my phone gets pretty hot when I'm playing at 60 FPS, but with the controller that's just not a problem at all. I generally feel pretty confident doing difficult content like this. While I have done some hard mode content on the touch controls, this just feels like it's easier to press the right skill at the right time. And if you've played Reforged at all using a controller, you pretty much know exactly what you're in for here. Just feels a little bit more sturdy. Like I said, the experience is very similar to playing on a Steam Deck, but with your Steam Deck you gotta carry around a massive case like this, and it's just a lot of friction to get into playing. Like first I gotta boot up the Steam Deck, which takes a little while. Then I gotta go into my settings and set up my mobile tethering because there's no cellular connection on this. Tethering. Why isn't it finding my phone? There it is. And now once you're launching, it still takes a decent amount of time to get into the game. Why is it taking this long? Actually, I wonder if there's something wrong with my Steam Deck right now. Is it like installing updates or something? And there we go, we're finally getting into the game. Don't get me wrong, the experience on Steam Deck is better. You just have larger buttons you're pressing. The screen is larger as well. You're dealing with heat a little bit less. But there's just so much friction to get into playing. And especially with the current RAM prices, getting a Steam Deck is a lot of money. While at the same time, you probably already have a phone laying around, and you can just add a controller like this. It is such a cheaper option. I generally feel confident doing pretty difficult content with this setup. The performance on my phone is pretty decent. I can pretty easily get a pretty stable 60 FPS. But the phone does heat up, which is where a controller like this really does help out. You get access to pretty much the entire Guild Wars 1 graphics settings, so if you're on an older phone, you can also decide to turn down certain graphics. When I'm playing for really long play sessions, I do also sometimes experience some frame drops. I assume that my phone may be downclocking slightly. However, for me, it is still absolutely playable, but your mileage may vary depending on what kind of phone you've got. Capping the game at 30 FPS may be a pretty good idea if you're dealing with heat issues, and it will also make your battery life go longer. And honestly, Guild Wars 1 is not an experience where I think 30 FPS really puts you at a massive disadvantage, so it's a pretty decent option, also if your phone is maybe a little bit older. It's generally incredible having access to the full Guild Wars 1 anywhere you are. You can play outside, you can play on the bus, you can play in this random studio, which is not where I live whatsoever. Shout out to my dad for helping me record this video. But there have been a couple small bugs I've run into. I'm not sure if the Android version is any different about this, but sometimes I notice some audio crackle on the iPhone version. It's nothing that ruins the experience, just every once in a while I hear some popping going on. And also, the iOS version at least doesn't have any anti-aliasing, so if you really zoom in on your character, you can notice some staircasing. When you're playing on a screen this small though, I really can't say that that hampers the experience too much. But I would love to see an option for anti-aliasing if you have a really good phone, or maybe an option to up the resolution a little bit. If you play Guild Wars Reforged using an ArenaNet account, you can just log into your existing account and play all the content you've got access to. Unfortunately, right now you cannot log into Steam Guild Wars Reforged accounts, but the developers have said that this is something they are working on. And if you have never played Guild Wars Reforged at all, you'll be able to play the Prophecies campaign entirely for free with ads in the loading screens. I think this is really smart, especially if they want to get new people interested in the Guild Wars franchise. But I gotta admit, I'm personally pretty happy I don't have to deal with any ads because I have an existing ArenaNet account. At the start of the video, I was kind of joking about it ruining my life, but it is genuinely very tempting. Every time I go to bed, I just grab my phone and I'm like considering knocking out one more mission in my playthrough. Especially now that I got this controller, I just want to play all the time. Oh my gosh, my friends are gonna absolutely hate me. I'm just gonna be playing Guild Wars 1 the whole time. So yeah, I highly recommend you give Guild Wars Reforged on mobile a shot when it comes out this Wednesday. And I think that pretty much sums it up. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was helpful. As always, make sure you subscribe for lots more Guild Wars content over on YouTube, and also check out my Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/Luanity. I stream over there 5 nights a week, and I would absolutely love for you to stop by. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you next time.